Hello everyone, and welcome to the final episode of Become Lefty in 28 Days vlog. 4 weeks ago I decided to start playing left-handed, all the details can be found in this video, and play Duvet, song that I already covered 7 years ago. I went to a studio to record it, and today we're gonna take a look at the final result and see if the challenge was successful. First we're gonna watch the video and analyze the performance, and then I will decide whether the left-handed approach is worth pursuing. So let's start watching the video.
And you don't seem to understand. A shame you seemed an honest man. And all the fears you hold so dear will turn to whisper in your ear. And you know what they say when I hurt you, and you know that it means so much.
Okay, so first of all, this fill where I had to open the hi-hat 3 times in a row was extremely difficult, and that was one of the reasons why I had to make a couple of takes. I couldn't record it from the first attempt mainly because of that fill and like a couple of other parts in this song. The problem was that I was losing balance all the time. But in general, like I managed to, by that moment, I managed to kind of like do it more or less on a regular basis. But when you record the whole song, of course, like there is much more stress. Because of that, like weak parts start to fall apart when you record it. Okay, here this fill. Actually, I played it incorrectly because in the original song I forgot that. Like 7 years ago I played it correctly, but this time like I forgot about that. There was no tom fill in this point. At this point there was just like double kicks in the bass drum, and that's all. You can hear that some of the bass drum hits are not in time because in general I didn't manage to get to the point where all my limbs were synchronized like perfectly, because of course I got used to playing right-handed, and 1 month isn't enough to completely change your mindset. So what happened, like my feet wanted to play like they used to play. It was still unusual at that moment to play like that for me, so that's why there is some inconsistency. And it's not about playing, it's about the video. I forgot to shoot additional footage to make this kind of like a trick that I did in previous cover when I did something like ghosting, when the second image appeared of me and I was looking into the camera. So this time I forgot about that, and the angle was slightly different from the original video, so I decided not to do anything like that in this video. Okay, up to this point, you could have noticed that I'm quite tensed. So 1 month wasn't enough to feel completely relaxed. Mainly, I didn't feel relaxed because of the ghost notes. So especially in the chorus, I was really tensed because of them, and I couldn't move my body to the beat, groove with the music. I can really see that. So, and if you compare it with the previous video, I was much more relaxed. I was moving with the song flowing. In this part, I have to say that I felt much more comfortable playing double kicks with my left foot. In general, my right foot is my weak foot, yeah, and I had throughout all the years, I have had huge problems with playing fast double kicks and fast bass drum because of my weaker right foot. And one of the advantages of the left-handed approach is that I feel much more relaxed, and I feel much more freedom in playing foot patterns. Yes, this nasty transition between the interlude and the solo. I managed to play it more or less fine, but I didn't manage to play the drag. Do you see? If we watch it again. So I just played tatum instead of tradum. There's very little difference, but still perfectionism, yeah. So I wanted to play it with a drag, but I didn't manage in that particular take. So in other takes, I managed to play this drag, but there were other flaws in those videos. So I decided to stick with this one. I started to feel a little bit more relaxed here after playing the interlude and the solo. And here it goes. Yeah. Probably that was the most difficult part for me. The right pattern. So actually this part I played the worst because first of all I didn't hit the right bell properly, so there is no this. Also I'm very tensed. You can see that I'm sitting like that, and also ghost notes were a huge challenge for me. So yeah, and I didn't play the bass drum hits evenly. They were sloppy, and in general, so the whole pattern kind of falling apart. So what can I say? In general, I think this challenge was a success because I had only 28 days to completely change my whole approach how to play. Yes, I knew how to play drums, of course, before that, and also I practiced like coordination, playing with different limbs and so on. But anyway, it was really difficult to start playing with the left hand leading, because in general your body, the work of your body had to be adjusted, because how different parts work together is really different from the handed approach. And like the movements, or like my right hand isn't used to like to play in this position, and I could see in the video that like I played it like this, kind of rigid. So I want to work on more smooth movement in the left hand. Also, right hand was really rigid. But in general, like I managed to play a pretty complicated song, which contained a lot of different patterns. It required different skills, different drumming skills, like coordination, 16th notes, ghost notes, syncopation, and so on. And if you talk about my personal feelings when I play, I feel like much more freedom when I play. I feel much more relaxed, even though at the moment I should concentrate more on what I'm playing. But in general, my left limbs, they allow me to play with more power and more precision, like in case with the left foot. Maybe at this point it's difficult to see that, but I can see what could be the future consequences of this left-handed approach, and I can see that it's going to be very beneficial for my playing. So in the future, I'm sure that I'm going to play much more precisely, correctly, groovy, powerful, and so on. So that's why I think I'm gonna stick with the left-handed approach. Of course, it's gonna take time. For the nearest time, I won't be able to like play in a band or something like that, play a gig. But this is the investment that I'm ready to make right now, because obviously the approach that I used to apply, it wasn't working that well. So I wasn't satisfied with my results. I had to practice a lot to make my right limbs play on the level like right-handed people play. So that would be a huge relief for me to play left-handed, I'm pretty sure. It will give me much more confidence and power. So my final conclusion is to stick with the left-handed approach and to follow my nature. Thank you everyone who has been with me in my little challenge, my little adventure. I want to say that in the future I'm gonna continue posting videos, so it's gonna take a little while. I'm gonna continue making videos and staying in touch. Thank you again. See you in the next videos.